Welcome to the Scenario Podcast, your guide to mental health and well-being. Each episode, we uncover practical tools, discuss expert insights, and explore how supplements can transform your mental health journey. Get ready to learn, grow, and thrive with us.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're getting into something really important, something that touches millions: depression. And we're not just talking about feeling sad for a day or two. It's that heavy feeling, right? Hopelessness, exhaustion, no motivation. It can make everyday life feel like climbing a mountain. But there's hope, and increasingly, science is pointing towards tools like mindfulness. It's emerging as this really strong, holistic support alongside traditional treatments. So our mission today, to unpack mindfulness for you. What is it really? Does the science actually back it up? We'll look at specific programs, but also, importantly, give you some practical things, easy exercises you can actually start using. Think of it as your roadmap to understanding how this can help. So let's start with depression itself. That persistent sadness, the fatigue we mentioned, maybe changes in sleep, appetite, feeling totally underwater. And look, therapy and medication are absolutely vital for many. We know that, but lots of people are looking for something more, additional support.
Exactly, and that's where mindfulness really comes into the picture as a key holistic approach. Fundamentally, mindfulness is about paying attention on purpose to this present moment. But here's the kicker: without judgment. It means noticing thoughts, feelings, sensations as they come and go without getting tangled up in them or immediately slapping a good or bad label on them. This creates a bit of breathing room, you could say, space between you and your difficult emotions, and that space, that's where you find the ability to respond thoughtfully instead of just reacting automatically.
Okay, but let's be real. When you're deep in depression, just noticing thoughts without judgment sounds, well, almost impossible. How do you actually start creating that space? What does that look like, practically speaking?
That's a really important question. It absolutely needs to feel accessible. It starts small. We're often talking about really simple techniques, like focusing on the physical sensation of your breath for a minute, or maybe tuning into sounds around you, or noticing the feeling of your feet on the floor. It's not about emptying your mind. That's a common misconception. It's more about gently bringing your awareness back again and again to what's happening right now. And doing this consistently, even just for short bursts, it really does start to reduce stress, lower anxiety, and ease those depressive symptoms. It helps break those cycles of negative thinking.
I get that intuitively, but there's skepticism. People wonder if just meditating can really tackle something as profound as depression. What's the solid science? Is there compelling evidence this causes real, lasting change?
That's fair. And this is where the science is actually quite compelling. It's not just about feeling good for a moment. Numerous studies, good quality studies, show that mindfulness practices like meditation or specific breathing programs lead to measurable improvements in mental health. They demonstrably reduce depression symptoms over time. And what's really fascinating is how it seems to work. It's impacting us on a deeper level, mentally and even physically. So one major way is emotional regulation. Mindfulness strengthens your ability to manage difficult emotions without being overwhelmed. It directly interrupts rumination, that constant loop of negative thoughts playing over and over. How? By helping you decenter. That means learning to see your thoughts as just thoughts. Mental events passing through your awareness, not necessarily facts or reflections of reality. You are not your thoughts. You can observe them. This cognitive diffusion, as it's sometimes called, creates that vital distance. It makes stress easier to handle and stops you from getting quite so stuck in those harmful, repetitive patterns that really fuel depression.
Right, so it's like learning to stand on the riverbank and watch the thoughts flow by, rather than being swept away by the current. That sounds like a huge shift.
It really is, and it goes beyond just the psychological experience. There's evidence of actual changes in the brain neuroplasticity. Practices like these seem to strengthen connections in the prefrontal cortex. That's the bit involved in focus, decision-making, and emotional control. And interestingly, it might also help dial down the reactivity of the amygdala, which is like our brain's threat detector. So you become less prone to that instant stress reaction. And briefly, the physical side is significant too. It helps calm the body's stress response system. Think lower cortisol that can ripple out to better sleep, maybe lower blood pressure, even support for the immune system. It's a mind-body connection.
Wow, okay. That connection makes perfect sense then, why structured programs have been developed. You mentioned MBCT and MBSR, mindfulness-based cognitive therapy and stress reduction. Can you break those down a bit? How are they different? Who might benefit most from each?
Sure. So these programs basically package mindfulness practices with specific therapeutic elements. MBCT, mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, was designed specifically to prevent depression relapse. So for people who've had depression come back multiple times, it cleverly blends mindfulness techniques with tools from cognitive therapy. The goal isn't just symptom relief now, but equipping you with skills for the long haul. And the research is pretty strong here, showing it can be as effective as maintenance antidepressants in preventing relapse for those with recurrent depression. It teaches you to recognize those early warning signs, negative thought patterns starting up, shifts in mood, and to respond differently, mindfully before things escalate. Then you have MBSR, mindfulness based stress reduction. As the name suggests, its primary focus is reducing stress and improving general well being. It's a bit broader. But while stress is the main target, studies consistently show it also helps ease depression symptoms, boosts self compassion, and cuts down on negative thinking. It's about learning to apply mindfulness in everyday life, helping people handle stress with more calm and clarity, which builds this sort of baseline resilience.
Those programs sound really comprehensive, especially for managing things long term. But what if someone feels that's too much right now, or they just want to dip their toe in? Are there simple, practical things we can start doing today? Like right now?
Absolutely. You don't need a full course to start experiencing benefits. Simple daily practices can make a real difference. And you can start with just a few minutes. Let's walk through a couple of core ones. First up, mindful breathing. This is probably the most fundamental. Super simple, incredibly powerful. Just find a spot where you can sit comfortably. Doesn't have to be fancy. A chair is fine. You can close your eyes or just lower your gaze. Now, take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Really let your belly expand. Feel the air, feel your lungs. Then a long, slow exhale through your mouth. Let it all go and just continue that. Focus entirely on the sensation of breathing, the air coming in, the air going out, the rise and fall of your chest or belly. Even a minute or two of this can bring an immediate sense of calm. Research shows it can quickly lower scores on depression, anxiety, and stress scales. Great for in-the-moment relief. Okay, next, the body scan meditation. This is excellent for reconnecting with your body and releasing tension, which often goes hand in hand with depression. For this one, it's usually best to lie down comfortably. On a mat, your bed, whatever works. Close your eyes. Start by bringing your attention to the top of your head. Then, slowly, systematically, move your focus down through your body. Your face, neck, shoulders, arms, all the way down to your toes. As you focus on each part, just notice any sensations, tingling, warmth, tightness, pressure. No need to change anything, just observe with gentle curiosity. It promotes relaxation and helps you become aware of where you might be holding physical tension, allowing it to soften. And one more, mindful walking. This is fantastic if sitting still feels difficult. It combines gentle movement with that present moment awareness. Find a space where you can walk back and forth slowly without bumping into things, maybe outdoors in a park or even just a hallway indoors. No headphones, no distractions. Walk slowly and bring all your attention to the physical act of walking. Feel your feet making contact with the ground, heel, sole, toes. Notice the movement in your legs, the swing of your arms, the rhythm of your breath as you move. It's incredibly grounding. It fosters the sense of peace and connection with the present, even while you're moving.
Those sound really accessible, actually. It makes the whole idea of mindfulness feel less intimidating. And speaking of accessibility, technology plays a role now too, right? Lots of people use mindfulness apps. What's the benefit there?
Oh, absolutely. Digital tools are a huge advantage. The convenience is undeniable. You can practice literally anytime, anywhere, fits into busy schedules much more easily. You just need your phone. These apps offer guided meditations, breathing exercises, body scans, often with different lengths and instructors, so you can find what resonates with you. Some even have mood tracking. And importantly, there's research emerging that supports these digital interventions too. Studies are showing they can effectively reduce symptoms of depression, anxiety, and stress. They make consistent practice easier for many.
That's great. But it does lead to a really common and important question. Can mindfulness actually replace medication or therapy for depression? Where does it fit in the overall picture?
Right. That's a crucial clarification. And generally, the answer is no, mindfulness isn't typically seen as a standalone replacement for prescribed medication or formal therapy, especially for moderate to severe clinical depression. Of course, treatment plans are individual and should always be guided by a healthcare professional. But where mindfulness really shines is as an integrated component. It works best alongside other treatments. Think about combining it with something like cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. Mindfulness builds that foundational awareness and acceptance we talked about. That observer stance helps you notice the negative thoughts that CBT aims to challenge and reframe. It makes the CBT process more effective, you see. Mindfulness helps you spot the thought without getting immediately hooked, and CBT gives you the tools to work with it. It creates a much more holistic, powerful approach.
Okay, that makes sense. It's additive, not necessarily a replacement. So thinking long term, what does this mean for staying well, preventing relapse? How does mindfulness build that resilience, especially for people prone to depression coming back?
That's where its long-term value is incredibly significant, particularly with programs like MBCT we mentioned earlier. It's really about building a skill set for life. MBCT explicitly teaches you to recognize your personal early warning signs, those first subtle shifts in thinking, mood, or body sensations that might signal a slide back into depression. And crucially, it teaches you how to respond to those signs with mindfulness techniques before they gather momentum and turn into a full episode. The aim isn't to eliminate negative thoughts forever, that's unrealistic. It's about fundamentally changing your relationship to them. And the absolute key for this lasting benefit, for building that resilience, is consistency, regular practice. Even short daily sessions, 10, 15 minutes consistently done, strengthen those neural pathways, reinforce those skills, and significantly lower the risk of relapse over time. It's an investment in your ongoing mental health.
It really sounds like a powerful toolkit. We've covered a lot today how mindfulness, whether it's through structured programs like MBCT or just simple daily practices like mindful breathing or walking, can help calm the mind, manage stress, regulate emotions, and build that essential resilience against those negative thought patterns that can be so debilitating in depression. It feels empowering, like taking back some control.
Absolutely. And what's so compelling, I think, is that small, consistent efforts really do add up. It's not about needing hours every day. A few minutes, practice regularly, starts to build those internal skills, that capacity for awareness and non-judgmental observation. So maybe the question to leave you, our listener, with is this. Thinking about everything we've touched on, what's one small, manageable, mindful step you could commit to taking today, just today, to start cultivating that sense of calm and resilience in your own life?
Thanks for tuning in to the Scenario Podcast. Don't forget to visit scenario.com for more expert tips, articles, and supplements designed to support your mental health. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to subscribe and share it with a friend. Until next time, take care of yourself.